Roger. Here comes Iron Claw. What was that? A Zoid. Prepare for battle. Where on earth did you get these super space toys? At Radio Shack. They've got out-of-this-world fun at down-to-earth prices. And a complete selection of Earth games and vehicles, each sold separately, batteries not included. Only at Radio Shack. Over? Roger.
Alright, hey guys, and welcome back, as this week I'm going to be taking a look at a toy by Radio Shack, and that's the Armatron. The Armatron was manufactured by Tandy Electronics, a subdivision of Radio Shack, in 1984, and it came out at the perfect time in the 1980s, where everything outer space and robots was all the rage. The original Armatron was released in 1984, and 11 years later, in 1995, they came out with the Super Armatron, a much larger and more powerful version than the original. The Armatron was quite an impressive toy, sporting a large robotic arm that could rotate 360 degrees, move up and down, and could pick up small objects and make precise movements with its fully functional opening and closing pincer hand. It was advertised as being able to do everything from pouring milk into your coffee, to moving pieces on a chessboard, or picking up pencils and glass test tubes. It really was less like a toy and more like having a piece of high-end robotics in your home. The future was here, and Tandy and Radio Shack were bringing it into your living room. Now let's take a look at the Armatron itself and see exactly what it's capable of.
Okay guys, so here I have a boxed version of the 1984 Radio Shack Armatron, and while probably the box art and stuff doesn't look familiar to a lot of people, I know growing up this was one of those totally weird, off-the-wall, futuristic toys that I think everybody remembers. Everybody at least remembers seeing this bizarre robot arm and like not knowing what it was. Like, was it a toy? Was it a machine? Was it something you hooked up to your computer? And just kind of really iconic for like weird robot toys of the 80s, and definitely iconic for Radio Shack, and very cool. So let's take a closer look at the box here. You can see we have the Armatron, and it's picking up a bunch of little cylinders and doing experiments, looking like it's in a laboratory here. Really neat, very fun picture for the front of the box. Let's take a look at the other sides of the box here. And then, on the side here, we have the Armatron logo, and it's showing you doing all these different activities, putting a coin into a bank, moving a chess piece, picking up test tubes, mixing test tubes, picking up pencils. We got Uno cards, like playing cards. Like, man, they were really invested in what they thought this toy robot arm could do. And I gotta admit, for as old as it is actually pretty impressive what it's capable of. And then around on the other side, we have the other Armatron logo showing it's picking up one of the plastic blue spheres there. And then on the back, some more kind of detailed pictures of the Armatron in action, and showing the gears and the controls, showing how to use the joysticks and what they do to make the arm and the pincer hand move around. And just, I mean, really far out there, and really futuristic looking. Very cool. Nothing on the bottom, just a plain styrofoam bottom of the box. Let's go ahead and we'll take this out of the box. We'll get it set up, and we'll see what it can do. So first, let's just lift this guy off of here. Now this is missing a few pieces. I am missing the blue spheres, but I do have something that I can use in place of that. Oh, sorry for that horrible styrofoam noise. So this is the Armatron in the box. Does not have the instruction manual. Again, like I said, it is missing the blue spheres and one of the little cones or cylinders or whatever the heck it's supposed to be. So right off the bat, it looks really cool inside of its box, but let's go ahead, we'll take everything out here. Let's get this out here first, so that way it doesn't all go flying all over the place. These are two of like the little, they kind of remind me of like Rob the Robot from Nintendo. They're like little stands, and you can put the different things on them. And so since I'm not using the spears, I have these little white marbles. and they'll do just as good for my purposes. And then this is a little base here. I have to move that in a second, but that's where you put everything here. Then you have another one that you can put things into, so that kind of like makes up the game, and I'll kind of show that a little bit later on. And this is the unit itself. Ooh, again, sorry about that horrible styrofoam squeaking noise. And then this is the other. Let's put that on top for just a second. This is the other little thing here. And this is like where you can move the other components to. This is like one of the tubes, and you can like do all kinds of wacky stuff with them. So we'll put those off to the side for a second. Let's move this down, and let's take a look at the actual Armatron itself. And wow, what a beast this toy is. And I'm always hesitant to call it a toy because it really, like, it doesn't look like one. These little hoses, they're just superficial. They just attach right to the top. I hope this doesn't give me any problems, because it does have a little gear that tends to pop out that I have to push in order for it to really move up very efficiently. But 35 to 40 years old, that's kind of expected for something this mechanically complex and just such an old toy to begin with. So let's just take a look at it right off the bat here. We have the awesome Radio Shack sticker with the Armatron orange logo. This cool kind of RoboForce, like robot, like expandable cuff. Nice little neat aesthetic there. I like the tubes on the top. They look cool. I think the color scheme looks great. And let's take a look at the front here. Let's get a nice look at the controls. And you have, these are your two main controls. So they're little joysticks. They go in 4 major directions. And then you can turn the joystick itself just by grabbing the top and turning it left and right for other directions. So that's really, really interesting. This thing here, it's called an energy level. This is a timer that you can reset. So that way, it shuts off once it reaches a certain times. When you're playing games of trying to get something into something else, you can set the timer, and then you can reset it down to 0. Then you have this awesome little pincher hand that we'll go into in a little bit. We'll just see how that works. This does take 2 D batteries, which I've already got installed underneath. So I don't really want those to pop out, but they would speak of the devil. So they just go in right up top, like so. All right. Now let's try to get this set up here. Like I said, this thing is a beast, absolutely huge. So let's just get this all set up. All right, so I've got the Armatron all set up and ready to go. So you can see this thing takes up a huge amount of space just because of the entire range of motion that it needs to be able to move up and down and 360 degrees. So without any further ado, let's get it turned on. I will say this is pretty loud, so I hope you guys will be able to hear me talking over just all the inner workings of the Armatron. But without further ado, let's get it turned on. So we'll turn it on here, and now we want to flip the little reset switch until the meter gets up to 10. So that'll give you a full minute's worth of power to be able to use. And now we'll just do some basic functions here. Just moving like left to right. Just gotta move my hand there. But yep, that can totally move all the way around. And then you can move the arm back and forth itself independently. And then you can move the little hand up and down. And then you can also turn the pincer hands around. as well as moving the arm up and down. So as I said, this really is a lot less like a toy and really like a complex piece of machinery. So, toy or not, let's have some fun. Let's see what we can pick up with this, see what we can do. So let's see if we can pick up one of these little marbles here. So we'll go ahead and open the pincers. Turn it so you can see that happening. And we're just going to turn this little knob to the left. And now, depending on the room I have to work with here, I don't know how I'm going to be able to really... I might have to move them a little bit. And there we go, we picked up a little marble. And we'll just drop it in the little canister there. And how cool is that? Let's see what else we can pick up with this. Let's go for the little cone here. All right. Oh, and I don't think that's going to be able to go up high enough to make it over there, so let's just see if we can put it back on its original platform. Alright, a little finicky, but not bad. Let's see if we can give it a little nudge back into position. Oh, almost. Ah, well, close enough. And there you go. So this is the Armatron. That's pretty much the extent of anything that I can do with it. So we'll let the Armatron reset here. And then we'll wave goodbye to everybody watching. So from me and the Armatron to you, we'll see you next time.
Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and you can follow me at Facebook at King of Retro or Twitter at #8ByteBrian. See you next time.